Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. We're here to solve this scattered Sudoku by Indian author Priyam Bhushan. It was featured in some round of Sudoku Mahabharat, and scattered Sudoku is a variant I have a lot of difficulty with because it requires a kind of scanning with which I'm really not familiar. Well, it's not that I'm not familiar, but I just struggle, and I did not attempt this puzzle during the contest as well. There was a lot to do as well. So the special rule is that you have irregular Sudoku with those regions here, and then you have an extra region, or a scattered region to be more precise, which is made of those 9 cells. So let's begin. Well, first I'm seeing that there are many 7s here, and this row needs a 7. With this, 7 is not here. And actually, well, I just finished with that part, so we get a 7 in one of 2 places here. But I was noticing that this row doesn't have 7 here nor here. So 7 on this row is here, which is quite useful if you ask me. Now this region, because of those 7s, doesn't have the 7 anywhere here, so that's a 7. And perhaps I should address the scattered region, because those 7s exclude quite a number of options. So the 7 is in one of 2 places there. About this region now, 7 can't be here. It can't be here, but there are still 3 options. But then I'm seeing that this column, doesn't have the 7 here, so 7 must be somewhere there. And inside this region, 7 must also be there, so that's a 7. Now, I was about to mention perhaps this column. Now, in this column, 7 is not here, it's not here, it's not here, so it must be somewhere there, but because of the 7 in the scattered region, only this place is available. Now about this column, now 7 can only be here. It's not in here. And yes, that's correct. In this column, 7 can only be here. Now for this region, there's only this cell, and that's the last 7 in the grid. So all 7s have been placed, and that was definitely the place to start. Now, is there any other digit? Yes, 4 has 3 instances of it. Let's just hope it works all right. So what about the first row? First row doesn't have the 4 in here, nor there. So that's the 4 in the first row. In the second row, 4 is not here, not there. So that's a 4. Third, fourth. What about fifth row? 4 is not here. It's not here. It's not there. It's not here. It's here. Fifth row. 4 is not here. So 4 is somewhere in there. Seventh row. There are still 3 options, but now I'm seeing this column. This column doesn't have the 4 in here, yes. In this column, 4 must be here. Now, in this region, 4 will be in one of two places. So there's still some ambiguity about digit 4, but that is some definite progress. So 4s and 7s have been addressed. Perhaps I should see 8. We have an 8 somewhere here. So on this row, 8 could be here, it could still be here. Is it about the 3? Not sure about that. So now here comes the real tricky part, I'm afraid. So let's perhaps focus on, is it about a digit? Is it about a region? That's difficult to say. I'm seeing that only 4 digits are missing on this row, which are 2, 5, 6, and 9. So we know that 6 is not here, 9 is not there, but that's not saying much. One important fact here is that this digit is nowhere in there. It's not the 7, so it's not here. So this digit has to be one of those 2 digits. And that may be useful at some point. This digit is nowhere here, so it must appear there. But perhaps it's not the right time to try to use this kind of logic. Now this 2 is not here, so 2 must appear in this area, which means this. I'm not sure about this. I'm saying digit 6 now. 6 on the last row is not here, it's not here, it's not here, so on the last row 6 is somewhere here. But inside this region 6 could also be here. There are some constraint about 6 in the scattered region. It's not here. It's not here. So 6 in the scattered region is in one of 3 places. Perhaps I should focus more on the scattered region. I'm seeing 1 also. Oh yes. 1 is very constrained regarding the scattered region. It can only be here. Now this is very interesting because it impacts a lot of stuff. It impacts the possibilities for 6 in this column. 6 is in one of 2 places, so 6 does not appear in here. It's not here. So we get a 6 in one of 2 places for this region. And regarding this region now, or perhaps this column, now this region, so 6 is not here, it's not here, because of that it's not here, and it's not here. So we get a 6 in one of 2 places there. And now regarding this region, 6 is not here, and we know that it's not here because of those pencil marks. And because of this 6, it's not here, so we are left with 2 places for digit 6. And about this region, so 6 is not here. That's 3 places still. So let's just fully pencil mark the 6s, I'm afraid. Oh, now that region, oh, actually, 6 is not here, so it must be there. 6 is not here, so that's a 6. Inside this row. Now this 3 is not here. Inside this row, 3 is here. We are left with only 5 and 8 as candidates here. And actually 8 is not here, it's not here. So on this row, 8 is there. And that here is a 3-5 pair. And here we need a 1 somewhere. The 1 is not here. So that's a 1-2-8 triple. Let's be more precise. This is 2R8, this is 1R2. So this is slowly starting to unfold. And we need the 6 somewhere on this row, but because of that, 6 is not here, and because of that, so 6 is somewhere on this row, and it can only be here. And the remaining 3 cells must contain 3, 5, and 9. We know because of those 3s that those are not valid places, so that's a 3. And we're left with 5 and 9 in those 2 cells. 1 is not here, so it will be there. And now looking at those, we get the 1 in this cell. So 1 is not here. We can place 1 somewhere in there. So that's not a 1, and on this row, 1 is here. And in this region, using those ones, we can place 1 here, which eliminates this option and places the 1 there. Those are 3, 5, and 9. I'm tempted to just pencil mark them for future reference. And look at those 3s. So those are not 3s, so there's a 3 here. This is a 3-4 pair. We don't have the 3s here, and that's the 3 inside this region. Now this row needs a 6. So the 6 is here, and that is a 2, which resolves the 8-2 pair here. This column still needs 1, 5, and 9. So this is 5 or 9. And here we need an 8 somewhere. So those are from 5, 8, 9. I said 5, not 6. We need the 2 somewhere here together with 5 or 9. Namely, the one that's not here because of the 8. And this region needs an 8, so the 8 is here. Now, 8 is nowhere there, so that's the 8 for this region. And looking at those 8s, there has to be an 8 somewhere in here, which is paired with this 8. And now I must address where 8 goes inside the scattered region, and this is a bit frightening because here and there and there and there are not available. So that seems to be the only place. And that doesn't seem to work. Oh, I made a mistake. I said 8 should be here but this doesn't work here. 8 is here actually. So I said in the scattered region 8 has to be here. So this is not 8 and this is 8. And regarding this region, 8 is there after all. I was afraid the puzzle was broken. I had just made a mistake, as any decent canard should do. All right, so this is going pretty well. This column needs a 3. It's not here, so it will have to be in the scattered region. Do we have all threes? I don't think this region does. But with all of those, we get the 3 in here. And for this region, we get the 3 in here, which has a lot of impact. So, oh yes, first it will impact the presence of 6 here and 4 there, and of 4 and 3 here, and of 5 and 3 here. So it has a huge impact. This column still needs a 2 and a 9. And one here says that the one on this row is here. And this is from 2, 5, and 9. This 6 should be useful, because now on this last row 6 can only be here. Inside this region 6 is not here, not here, not here. So it's here. It removes this option and places this 6. This column still needs a 5, which resolves that, and that, and that, and those digits as well. Here I need 1, 2, and 5. Now, regarding those digits, I get the 1, the 2, and the 5, and the 9 and the 5. This 5 here is not there, and there's a 2 here. So that's 9, that's 2. This row still needs a 5. This 9 makes this a 5. I get the 9 here, and the region needs a 2. And the column needs a 5. And the row needs a 2. And the column needs a 9. And this is a 5. Which finishes this solve. But I'm pretty happy with how things went. I definitely took a lot of time, I think, regarding the fact that it was only 8 points. I think 8 points in a classic Sudoku would have taken me much, much less time. Yet I was able to solve it, which is always a satisfaction. So thanks to Priyam for this very well constructed puzzle. Thanks for watching this video, and see you soon on SudoKanard.